What's up? alexy1 here, playing Dark Magician, who I've never played before, if I remember correctly. And we get the French, in which I go for this f4 here, and then c3. This is actually a pretty fun line. Yeah, king f2 is the main point here. Oh, that was a mistake. I wanted to put it back and play king g2. Huh, that kinda sucks actually. So that's pretty annoying. I wanted to play king g2 when I slipped. Yeah, I think I have to take now. And then play something like knight e2. But yeah, this is indeed pretty horrible. I don't know if you guys saw it. Wow, e5 really. I don't know if you guys saw it. But I was at first I wanted to play bishop d3, but then I thought, oh wait, king g2 first, and I wanted to put my bishop back to f1 and then play king g2. But that didn't work. If king g4 now, I can just if knight g4, I can just go king g1. Knight e4, I think same. And if knight f2, well, I can put some pressure on d5. And I think we're doing quite alright actually. Yeah, I can just take that back. We have some nice pieces here. Even knight f4 now. Yeah, if bishop f7, I'm gonna go e6. So if he takes, we can take back and have bishop takes d5 and oh, rook e8. I have a check, yeah. Now I can just take on d5. The bishop, I guess. Yeah, there's a check on e1, but I could just go to g2. We're actually doing quite good now. He can take on d4 and try and mate me, but I doubt that's something. And I should take there. King f7, f8 I mean. Oh, goes to h8. So what is the threat? He has a check on g1 with the queen or the rook. I guess the queen, and then on f1 with the queen. But we can just put our queen in there. So king g, knight, queen g1, king h3. Okay. So he's threatening a check, I guess. But we have this nice move here. If queen f1, then we can just go to h4. There are threats on d8 here. And I don't really see a follow-up for him. Yeah, that's not an issue. It's actually pretty nice because now we're attacking his queen as well. Bing. Let's have a look. So a pretty bad game actually, because of the slip on the with the bishop g2. But we'll get to that. So all in all, pretty solid. This is a line I've played before. If you've seen one of my games in this line, you know that. And the main idea is king f2 here. Normally you'd want to exchange these bishops, but now there's a knight takes d4, so that's not possible. That's why king f2 is played, and the main move here is g5 actually. Then you have a line like this. And this is somewhat of the main line. But yeah, he went for castle, which is actually pretty bad. It's not the best move here. And at first I wanted to go bishop d3, but that just hangs a pawn. Just a knight takes d4 here. Oh, it doesn't actually. I thought the point was normally after knight takes d4 you want to take and queen takes, and then you want to have bishop takes h7 check. But now if you take on d4, queen takes d4 is a check. So that's, I know the main move here is king g2, and I wanted to go for that, but I somewhat slipped, so that kind of sucks. f6 here. Bishop e3 was probably the best, the engine says. So now I can take with the d pawn, I guess. No, still with the f. Yeah, the d pawn doesn't work. Yeah, this is also pretty gnarly. I don't like this. So we play takes, knight takes and knight e2. This is actually a pretty nice move. I thought it would be a bad move. I think knight e4 is the obvious move here. Put e5, yeah, it's pretty nice. So knight takes seems obvious, because otherwise e4 takes d4, so I have to do that. But he's just gonna win the exchange. And he shouldn't actually, he should play bishop g4, just to keep the pressure on. Threatening bishop takes e3 here, e2 here, and then queen takes d4. That's actually a pretty good move. But instead he played knight f2, and then we have major pressure on this pawn, and now we're doing somewhat fine, I guess. It seems like he has knight h3 with a mate threat here on f1. Yeah, I think we should be somewhat okay here. Although the engine somewhat disagrees. I don't know. He took on h1, and that's not that bad of a deal for us. We're down in exchange against the pawn, but if we're gonna win one pawn back on d5, then we'll be fine. And that's actually a pretty bad move, I think. Knight f4. The engine wants to take on f4. I was gonna take back with the bishop, I guess, and just play rook c1, but we're up a pawn here. Although this pawn is hanging here, actually. I don't know. We're still fine. If he takes here, we have a3 and can take on b7 then. So instead he plays bishop f7, and then e6 is a pretty nice move. So I think he wanted to take here, but he missed that bishop takes d5 wins. So in rook e8, probably thinking rook e1 is a threat, but we can just take with check, and it's just an easy in-between move. And with bishop takes d5, we're clearing the g2 square for a king. It seems somewhat scary, but h3 is a very safe square. And now we're just up so much material. We're doing fine. Queen d5 is a nice centralizing move, threatening mate and also threatening to exchange queens. And this is actually doing nothing here. I like my knight h5. Yeah, there's a check on f1, but that doesn't do anything. And if he goes to e7, because he has to defend that, we have this bishop g5. Was my idea, but bishop h6 is even better, which is actually a pretty nice move. If he takes with this nice mate, and if he doesn't, we can just take on g7. But I was gonna play bishop g5, which also just wins. So he played queen f1, but then just king h4, bishop g5, and now it's just done. Yeah, queen f2 is possible, I guess. We could just take on g1. If he checks there, well, king g4 is just fine. Now we can just take this bishop, and we're up three pieces, so more than enough. And now there are just too many threats. Taking on g7, taking checking on d8, taking his queen. If he takes on f7, I'm just gonna transpose into a very easily winning position here with a rook and a piece up. So yeah, he can just resign here. But he went for a check, which is I don't know. I think he hoped I didn't see I could take it. I don't know. But now he resigns. So yeah, pretty sweet game. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.